Record button. All right, guys. So today, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing opt-in reviews. I'm going to be looking at your opt-ins. We're really going to talk about the marketing and more so the understanding of the customer behind that. I'm also be talking about my latest call funnel, which I don't think you guys should copy at all. But I want you guys to understand why I use a funnel like this and the understanding of the customer behind it. And so I'm going to answer a few questions to kick it off. Feel free to skip ahead. We'll put a timestamp if you're watching this recording. And we'll put a timestamp on that so you can just skip to that. So Peter asks, how do you motivate yourself when you face so many challenges? Like Facebook stops working or someone writes bad stuff online about my program. There's two answers to that. The first and most important answer is like, what are you going to do? Quit? Like this is like, if you're one, I don't know if you're building your business that you're super passionate about. I'm very passionate about my business. So I'm not going to quit, and it's annoying when these things happen, and it's regrettable, and it feels terrible, and it's super annoying, and it's definitely a letdown. But like, I'm not going to quit. What am I going to do for the next 40 years of my life? Just say no, I'm not doing this anymore. So it's really not an option to be. I don't get demotivated because it's not like I'm going to stop playing the sport, if that makes sense. If Facebook stops working, you figure out why it stopped working, and you figure out a way to get back on, and you figure out a way to stop that in the future, and you learn from it. When bad things happen, you learn from it, and you improve. I've had plenty of businesses, like Market Hero didn't do the numbers I wanted it to do, and it took forever, and it was basically just a waste of time but I learned so much from it, SaaS-wise and business-wise. That's why I feel like I'm a much better SaaS entrepreneur, and honestly, a lot better entrepreneur than people that made money really easily in that time period. So you need to look at your mistakes and the things that fall apart and learn from them. If someone writes something bad about my online program, it's probably because your online program's bad. I'm not, like, for example, I'm not saying that from an egotistical standpoint. I read every single reason why people cancel at Hyros. We have a cancellation form. A few days ago, someone left a form saying that I was just a bit too salty and our customer support wasn't good. So I went and dug through all the ticket and found any place where like I seemed salty or there was something we could have communicated better. And I learned from that. I looked at the team and said, this is what we need to not do in the future. And this right here, we need to reach out to this customer, make sure that he feels loved, and then learn from that. And so when someone writes bad things about your program, specifically, like if you're doing courses and stuff like that, it's because you're probably choosing to sell to people that are, if it's courses, it's either because the course isn't good, it just isn't delivering the result, which most courses don't. They have like a 3% success rate. Can you imagine if you sold a refrigerator that cooled only 3% of the food inside of it? Or it's because most of the time you're making these mistakes willingly. And so if you see something bad online, there's a reason why it exists, and you can either learn from it and get motivated by it and say, oh, this is a chance to improve my business or a chance to understand my customer better. Or you can get sad about it and then try and hide it, which is what most entrepreneurs do. Marco said, I got half of my audiences disabled on G-Ads for personal advertisement violation for one of my products. Should I open another ad account for a risk for another offer? For another offer, we have to mitigate the risk of the account getting. I don't think your account's going to get shut down. Google doesn't shut down accounts. Really, I mean, like I've done some really risque stuff on Google, and I've never even come close to a shutdown. I don't think they shut down accounts. I just think they block ads. I would definitely, you want to separate your accounts for businesses. I do not run iron ads inside of the Hyros ad accounts and vice versa. Mike says, hey, Alex, I'm working with a client on a new MMO course that wants to sell their course for $1,000 to $2,000 courses using Facebook ad, Messenger DM, and close inside the DM using a team of closers in a short 10-minute less video. What are your thoughts on this versus a webinar to scale to 1 million a month? Have you seen anyone do this successfully at scale? I have not. And frankly, I think Messenger funnels and people closing inside DMs sounds like a lot of moving parts, and it sounds like it's going to be a total mess, especially because you're going and doing this on Facebook, which is such a disaster place, in my opinion, to do B2C ads. Now, Mike, my message as always is test it. You have all the time in the world to make a webinar and a Facebook ad and messenger funnel. I'm literally going to be testing a messenger based funnel for Hyros here probably in the next few weeks. So you should 100% test it. And if you don't have time to test it, you really shouldn't be working on two businesses at the same time where you can't properly test things, because that's exactly the resistance you get as soon as you start kicking up 2 to 3 different projects. You can't do things to the depth they need to be done. So that's the 3 different answers on there. I don't like Facebook Messenger things. I've never seen it work. I've heard of it working in the grapevine, but that's just, I don't see any of that working on Hyros. I mean, I see all the different clients and stuff we work with. It's always the basic ass webinar and a basic ass call funnel that is killing it. Okay. Honestly, the call funnel I know that's done the most money, my buddy Alex's, just simplest funnel you've ever seen on planet Earth. So if they want to reinvent the wheel without even that, I would test it, but I don't think it will work. Okay, guys, so I think we got enough people on right now. What I want to do is I want to go through people's opt-ins that are particularly not working well. And what I want you to do is if you're not getting that good, juicy 30-35% opt-in rate, I want you to throw your opt-in, preferably if you're like sub 20% and it's just not making any sense. And then throw those in chat for me. And what I want to do real quick, guys, is I want to show you a page that's just spanking ass for us on, Google and Facebook. It's just crushing it for us. And, oops, accidentally just turned someone on. Actually just unmuted Jake here. And what I want you guys to do with this lesson is I don't want you to copy this page because I can almost guarantee it won't work for you. I bought a new microphone boom today because this thing is driving me absolutely up a wall. It keeps dropping and it's old. But can you guys give me a 2 if you guys can hear me okay? What boom arm did you just, it's just a simple ass boom arm, right? It's nothing special. Okay, cool. So let me share my screen real quick and let's talk about this page. Now, I'm going to activate this video and just close it. I don't want anyone to copy this page because I guarantee it will not work for you. What I want you to copy is the understanding of why I'm doing this page and what I'm trying to accomplish, because the whole concept behind running good ads is understanding the customer and how they're going to behave when they hit the landing page. And while there are certain patterns that consistently work, for example, the opt-in to webinar pattern, it's not a business model, it's a pattern that consistently convinces people to do something. The opt-in to VSL to phone call, it's a pattern that consistently works. While there are patterns that consistently work, the thing that is always going to work best is understanding the prey that you're bringing into your business and then understanding best how to communicate with them in a way to get them to do what you want. A lot of the times, these patterns are the best place to start at. They often are the best place to finish at. A variation of them or some alteration to them is always almost the best way to start at. And so what I try to do with my funnels and my ads is I constantly try to rip things up, because I know that, especially with for a business like Hyros, where I'm selling to a very specific type of customer, it's probably going to be some weird variation. It's not always going to be weird variations, but you want to keep trying things. And the reason and how I go and test things and how I go and do anything on my funnels, whether I'm sticking to the basic pattern. For example, Iron has a super basic pattern funnel. The basic pattern funnel for Hyros works very well, okay? Generates at least a 5x, sometimes 10x cash ROIs in weeks. Works exceptionally well. I want to see those 15x. I want to see nutty numbers, and I want to keep improving. And the way I improve my ads, you guys always ask me, well, what do you test first? What do you do? What is the first thing you do then? Is there some process? And the processes in Iron are about as close as you're going to come as a cookie cutter way to test things. But that's not how I test things. That's how I communicate it and put it into a way that you guys can understand and template testing. Okay, you can basically take the thinking out of testing. What I do is I go and I look at my funnel. And I say, I look at my sales copy, I look at the funnel, I look at the ads. And I say, my target market, how would this person respond to this part of the funnel? How would they respond to this message? How would they respond to this page like this? How would they respond on this page? And I put myself in the shoes of the person and I think about what I need to do mentally to communicate with them or manipulate them. Then I use manipulate them in a kind way. For example, on our thank you page for Hyros, we were having troubles with no-shows. So what I did is I offered them, because people don't believe here's a perfect example of me understanding the customer. I know my customer is an ad runner. I know they're a media buyer, just like you. And you guys have seen every opt-in and every ad and every scare tactic on a funnel possible. So it's fucking ridiculous when I try to use them on you, okay? It's like going on a date with a girl or a guy that is aware of pickup artist lines, has read the book on pickup artistry, and then using pickup artist lines on the person. It's just ridiculous. So for example, I thought, all right, we're getting no-shows. I want to improve the no-shows at Hyros. So how can I do that? Telling the person that they can never book a call again, like every other person in their call funnel does, is ridiculous for this type of customer, because they're aware of what I'm doing and they know that I'm lying. It is so ridiculous to lie bold-faced to your customer. Whereas if I was running a call funnel to maybe I was running like a Dan Lok call funnel to a person who has no idea how to build a business, no idea what marketing is. And I'm trying to create this impression that I'm very important. You can notice that Dan Lok does that type of marketing a whole lot. I'm not the biggest fan of everything he does, but this example right here is a very good example of altering your style. So on his, it might work in him saying, hey, look, we are very important people, and if you don't show up, you never can book a call again. That will work on that customer because they don't know any better. If I'm advertising to you, if I say, look, I'm not going to bullshit with you. If you no-show on this call, you will be able to book again. However, if you no-show, I'm not going to give you a massive YouTube advertising course. And so we have that big Facebook advertising and YouTube advertising course. And I say, if you no-show, you will be able to book again, but you won't be able to get this course. What did I just accomplish right there by thinking about how the customer will react instead of following some cookie cutter shit that is chronic in our industry and chronic with people who look at ads. And frankly, I love you guys, absolutely chronic with you guys. And it's not bad. You guys are here to learn marketing. And this is marketing, okay? So by doing that, what I did is I built trust with the customer. And two, I actually created an incentive that will stop them from no-showing. And so our no-shows decreased. And so you got to see, I didn't come up with that by doing some cookie cutting testing template. I didn't come up with that by going through a routine. I sat down and thought, who the fuck am I selling to? You guys, for example, are mostly ad runners. And I thought, how would they react to this? How would they react to this message? And I came up with my copy and my sales technique by thinking about how you, or I in this case, because I'm also an ad runner too, will react to that message. For example, if I got on, for example, here's another perfect example of goofiness. I went through a YouTube advertiser's funnel. He sells something very, very similar to iron. And it was so ridiculous because I clicked on the funnel. The first thing he has is a webinar. Dude, every single ad runner on planet Earth knows what a webinar is. You don't send me down a webinar funnel. It's ridiculous. If you get on and act like you're live, it's fucking ridiculous. Then next thing happens, he says to book a call, goes to the same exact book a call process and everything. I'm like, dude, I know I'll be able to book again. I can literally reload the page and book again. Just complete debauchery. It's ridiculous. And that comes from following templates and not being creative and not putting yourself in your customer's shoes. And what happens, guys, when you have that type of problem, and I saw this last stream, I'm like, holy shit, this is a massive problem of iron because I haven't communicated this well enough. When you have that understanding, remember that process I just went through, and then compared to that process I just talked about, the guy completely misjudging his customer, that's going to reek like a stinky sock throughout your entire funnel. You can see the guy's using a webinar funnel. He's acting like he's live on the call. And I'm not saying his funnel doesn't work. I'm sure this is a profitable funnel. But can you guys just give me a 1 in chat? Like if you guys are signing up for Iron and I sent you down like a webinar funnel and then told you could never book a call again, if that would just be like biblically silly, like you'd know exactly what I'm doing. I'm trying to find the chat. Like it'd just be ridiculous. Okay. And so you need to think about your customer when you're doing these things. And yeah, Brandon, you got to think about it. Most people here are making $20,000 to a couple $100,000 a month. I'm not going to get any of you guys to sit down for a 30-minute webinar, especially when I'm not acting like I'm live. I can probably communicate with you in about 5 minutes. And so you got to understand your customer. That's why it's so ridiculous when you guys ask me, and why I get a little bit frustrated, but I haven't correctly verbalized why it's so ridiculous when you guys ask me, well, what length should I make the webinar? And should I follow this line of text in the opt-in when you're just copying my opt-in text? And then you're asking for like really cookie cutter ways to solve problems. And it's so silly to me and frustrating because it's like you don't want to use a cookie cutter. You want to think, all right, who am I selling to? Okay, I'm selling to a person that sells car insurance. So they're probably not used to these things. They've probably never seen these marketing tactics. And this thing's going to be really interesting to them. For example, like a sheet about insurance rates to them will be super interesting to them. Like the insurance rates that get the most customers. Here, we're going to give you a free cheat list. So that's a time to put in the cheat list. But then you guys do other things, for example, on opt-ins, where you have like how I made $10,000 a month, plus get the free blueprinted cheat list. The cheat list has no impact there. You're not thinking about the customer. You're just following and copying something. And so you need to think about how the customer will react always. And that's really how you make better funnels. That's how you make better pages. And the perfect example of this is this page that we're using here on Hyros. This won't work in your niche. I can almost guarantee it because it's so specific to the animal that's coming into my funnel. So what I'm doing on my ads is I simply have a giant ad, and I'm thinking about the customer here. And so I want to walk you through my thought process so you can start thinking about the customer the same way. There's no cookie cutter here. There's no template. There's no process to follow. I just want to communicate how I think, and you're going to have to look at how I think and then creatively apply that to your business, okay? So I know that my bait at Hyros is an ad runner, probably someone who spends at least $20,000 to many hundreds of thousands a month on ads. I know this person knows what an opt-in funnel is. I know this person knows what an ad funnel is. I know this person knows what a webinar is. I know this person knows what a call funnel is. I know this person knows if they land on a VSL sales page, they know exactly how these VSLs work. They know they're about to get sold to, and about 15 minutes of their time is going to be wasted. I know this about them, okay? I know this person really doesn't care about sales spiels, and all they care about is their numbers. And if they can make higher numbers and I can actually get them higher numbers, they don't need much communicating to book a call with me. They just need proof that it works and excessive proof of it. I know this person is probably aware of their tracking issues. I know this person, if shown a way to make 20%, 35%, 50% more on their ads, and if it's proven and verified, will realize the problem when they're looking at it. Knowing all these things, I know that the best way to get this person to do what I want is to shoot extremely straight with them. Just like you guys on this call right now. You guys all spend tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands a month on ads. You guys all know exactly how ads in these funnels work. It's your fucking business model. So I know that if I send you guys to a page where you recognize your business model, you're not going to be particularly interested because you know you're going to get opted in, and then you're going to see a video sales letter where I waste your time trying to convince you of something, and then with a bunch of fluff, and you know I'm trying to manipulate you. You probably already know the script right off the bat from it, and it's just a very bad way to start the relationship. It'd be like if you were a pickup artist girl who's read all the pickup artist books, and I'm a pickup artist guy, we can just jump on the first day and go, hey, look, I'm not going to use these lines on you. I like you, you like me. Let's go for it. That's the type of process going on right here. So what I do from the ads is I put in the ad copy itself, it literally says, let's cut the BS, let's cut the fluff. Hyros will literally increase your ad ROI by 15%. It will save you 15% of your ads and allow you to scale 20% further, or you don't pay. That right there hooks an ad manager. And I say we use AI and print tracking. Why do I do that? Because that gets a person super interested. It incites them. Because I know the person still, you have to understand this. I'm not shooting 100% straight. I am still using marketing tactics, but I'm using it within the context of talking to the person. That's why when they come to this page, I say how we use AI tracking to instantly increase ad ROI. People don't know what AI tracking is. All right, it's when you use print tracking at Hyros and then feed the data into your ad platform. They don't know what this is, so I'm still using marketing tactics to hook them. Okay, I'm still using marketing tactics to hook them. You can see on the video right here, I have controls because I know the person wants to just get to the damn message. And I also make the video, I also do the call to action for the call 3 minutes in. There's a hard call to action for the call because I know the person knows the call is coming. There's no reason for me to wait 15 minutes to make a call to action for the call. And I also know how ad managers are. They're extremely incestual. What do I mean by that? The ad manager community is very small. The media buyer community is very small. And they have massive FOMO because they know, and they're constantly terrified that they don't know the newest bidding tactic. They don't know the newest thing. So I use AI tracking to make them feel like they're not on the cutting edge. I also show them 30 seconds in the video, other big businesses that are using our tracking. And the reason why I do this is I make them, and I literally say in the video, look, if you're not using this, this is happening right now. Your competitors are using it and they can outbid you, and they're going to beat you in ads if you're not using this going into 2021. Instant FOMO, instant proof that it works, instant verification that everything above that I'm about to say is real. And then I make the call for the action right there, because that's enough to get most ad managers on the phone. Again, this doesn't apply to your business model, but can you give me a 2 in chat if you see exactly how I am deeply thinking about the customer and not thinking about how my funnel looks and how whether my headline is perfectly optimized or if the length of my video call letter is right. I'm not thinking about metrics. I'm not thinking about watch time. I'm not thinking about the CPC or click-through rate. I am thinking purely of how the customer is going to react in countering them. It's like I'm having a conversation with someone and I'm predicting what they're going to say and what they're going to think before I say it. That's how you make better funnels. You don't do it by changing the background color of your page or following a testing routine. You have to look at your funnel. You have to think about what's the customer thinking and why aren't they converting right here. If I have this 15-minute spiel with a typical sales video, I know exactly what's going to happen. Same thing would happen if you viewed this page. You're going to roll your eyes and go, I don't have 15 minutes to do this. Tell me what's going on here. So what I do to get them to watch the rest of the video is I create massive FOMO right here. And then at this point, an ad manager is going to want to do 2 things. I know they're going to want to do 2 things because I've talked to them. They're either going to want details on how it works. They're going to actually want 3 things. They're going to want to just book a call and actually just look at it in person. I address it at 3 minutes and 30 seconds. They're going to want to know how it works. They're going to want to see it work. I say, look, you can book a call right now if that's good enough for you, or you can watch the rest of this video and I will show you exactly how it works and why it works. I know you're extremely busy and you're used to these crazy fluffy sales videos. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to show you how it works so you understand what you're getting, and I guarantee it will get you results, or you don't pay. Again, hooks them. So like, okay, cool, this guy's going to shoot straight with me. I want to see what's happening in this video. And then 3, they're going to want to see more specific details in certain things, but I don't want to cloud number 2, middle finger, with number 3. Okay? Some people might just want a quick overview of how it works. Okay? I see that other people are using it, Alex. I get it. I see the proof. I want to know how it works quickly. I don't need specific details. Or there might be people that might be interested in certain things and want way more detail on them. So what I just do right here with this page, everything we just talked about, but understand the customer. I know there's 3 types of ad buyers that are going to come through. The ones that just want to see it in person right away. I create massive FOMO and get them on there. Ones that want a quick overview of how it works, and ones that want more detail. And then all of them are aware of how marketing spiels work. So I cut that while still using marketing tactics on them, but using marketing tactics in context of what they're thinking, not just using marketing tactics for the sake of marketing tactics. That's why everyone in the ClickFunnels group and everything is so fucked with their marketing, because they're using tactics for the sake of using tactics because they saw someone else use tactics. They're not thinking, how does this tactic apply in the context of my customer? For example, again, if I'm using ClickFunnels style tactics on you guys, or a Dan Lok style tactic, imagine if I behaved like Dan Lok in my funnels towards you, it would not work. Context. It's all about context. So, knowing those, first thing I know it's going to come in is there's going to be people that also want quick details. So I answer what the question is. They're going to think in here, what the hell is print tracking? What the hell is this magic thing this guy's talking about? Because they're going to be rolling their eyes and they think it's buzzwords. I explain it right here. I give them 2 definitions. I show them the results. And you can also see if the person doesn't want to watch the video, which a lot of people won't, I again do the same exact thing I do in the video. This is exactly what it is. This is the results it gets. And by the way, everyone you know who's cool is using it. Summary, it's awesome. It's going to make your business more money. And if you're not using it, you're falling behind. Would you like to book a call? So that's another second swing at them if they don't watch the video. But if they do watch the video or they don't watch the video, I inform them that, hey, if you want more details on specific things like how it scales, how our AI works, and how it saves you money, they can come down here. Okay? And then they can click one of these. And you might have noticed before, guys, I literally had this page before. This is an example of my testing. I originally just had this page, and this is where it started at. That didn't work. Putting the video is what made it work. Okay, so you see I literally tested this page with and without a video. So I know these things. That's how much testing I'm doing, okay? So person comes down here, and they literally select what they're most interested in. And then I show them what they're most interested in. I show them how it works and explain in a lot of detail. And then I show them testimonials of people getting that exact result. So I'm hitting them from every single angle if they're a media buyer, okay? And then what do I do? Well, you might be asking, well, Alex, you're not getting the opt-in on here. That's fine in this case. That's fine in this case, not every case, because I know I can smash these guys over the head because there's a small group of them with my Facebook retargeting ads and my Google retargeting ads. As soon as they hit this page right here, they go down a retargeting funnel of my boot camp, this page again, content from our blog, and branding, because I can take time to work on these people because I know one of them is a literally $5,000 to $24,000 per year client. I can take time. And so it's not specifically that important that I get the email in this case, even though, again, if I get the email, it works. It works in the context of the opt-in funnel. But for this particular funnel, if I can get a $100 call, or if I'm using the email funnel, I get $200 calls. This is not going to apply to every business. Again, context matter. I'm going to shoot right here. Okay, again, context. I'm using stats and data to back up my decisions, not theories or do you think this will work or will this work better? I literally go and look at the fucking stats and I make decisions based on that. Okay? And so this is why this funnel works, and this is why the page is written in a way. You don't want to template things. You don't want to go and copy things. You don't want to use marketing tactics because of marketing tactics. You use marketing tactics and you build your pages and sales messages based on how the person's going to react and what the person's going to think. And if your target market is going to react poorly to a marketing tactic, or it's not going to have an effect on them, you don't use it and you find what tactic will work better on them and the better way to communicate with them. Now, this is a very odd funnel right here because I'm marketing to people that literally run ads, know how ads work, and know how every single funnel that they're going to get hit with works. So 9 times out of 10, this is not going to work. But if you guys apply this to your opt-in funnels that you're running to other markets, for example, if I'm running a webinar funnel to accountants, that's going to work just fine because accountants don't know what a webinar funnel is. They've never seen this type of marketing before. And if I'm running a funnel like HCOM to a person who's a civilian or a person that's never started a business before, that's fine because there's, in the context of it, that's how the person's going to react. Okay? And if I ran the same triple diamond to you, my target customer on this ad, that I ran to HCOM customers, it wouldn't work because you guys won't sit around and you know I'm running a triple diamond to you. It's not going to work. The effects are dead on you. So I'm going to go and hit you in the places that you actually matter to you. Your fear of messing out, your fear of making less money than you should. And that's how I'm running the double diamond right here. The double diamond I have right here is that your life's not okay. Or actually the triple diamond, the way I'm getting you move right here is that your ads and what you're currently using are not okay. And you can see myself executing the triple diamond right here very quickly. It doesn't always have to be a 2-hour webinar. Your ads are not okay and you need to make a change because everybody else you respect is making a change and you're behind. The best way to make this change is what I'm going to show you in this video. Here's all the results and everything like that. And then finally, I make them understand how the change works and be ready to book a call by showing HighRoast Live in action and explain it in more details. However, I can usually get the call 3 minutes in. Okay, so it's all about context, context, context. And it's the one problem that I see in Iron more than anything else is you guys use marketing context and build funnels without context of the customer. You build products without context of the customer. And you're purely making ads based on what you think of the ad when what you think of the ad is irrelevant. It's about what the customer thinks. Okay, and we're going to see that constantly with your guys' opt-in funnels today. Okay, it's very, very important. So let me pull up the chat. And not our marketing context. Okay. Okay, so I think we looked at this one yesterday. Can everybody see my screen? Give me one in chat if you can see my screen. All right, so let's look at this opt-in right here. This is converting at 20%. I can tell you why this is converting at 20%. All right, so let's think about, like when we're designing our opt-ins, guys, and our opt-ins, if you want them to convert highly, yes, we want to use simple messaging, and we want to follow the steps that I cover on there. First off, just foundationally, this opt-in right here is way too much words. Okay, it's way too much, it's way too wordy. And it's not hitting a lot of the things we talked about, but let's actually just back this up. What does this person want to do? Okay, and actually this isn't, I don't think we've reviewed this one. So this one isn't particularly that bad, but it's way too wordy. Okay, but what is a person, let's weird topic right here. What does a person that's watching porn or want to get any result want? They want it quickly. Why hasn't a person quit porn? Because they think it's difficult, or they keep failing when they're doing hard things, or they're trying to do anything complicated. It's too difficult. It's not worth the stress. It's not worth the whatever's going on here. They want something to be easy. The reason why they haven't done it is because they think it's complex or hard. I could be a little bit off here, but I'm probably not off. But again, we want to look at the opt-in like this. How to use habit construction therapy to quit porn for good in 14 days. What is habit construction therapy? What is HCT? This is an example of using a marketing tactic from Iron simply for using a marketing tactic. You made this up, habit construction therapy, without thinking, how's the person going to react to this? I use the word AI tracking and print tracking because an ad manager is going to react to it in a way that they feel like they're missing out, because it sounds like something that could actually be going on in the industry. HCT sounds like something you made up, and it sounds overly complicated and takes away from your message. This is using a tactic for the sake of using a tactic. That's why your opt-in rates are low. And finally, live your best life. This person isn't interested in living their best life. They could be, but that's not every single person coming in here. I would say a percentage of them. Most of them just want an easy way to stop watching porn. Like that. That is what they want. They don't want to change who they are as a person. They don't want to evolve as a person. The vast majority of people want a way to quit it like that. And the people that do want to evolve as people still want the same thing. Get free training plus an urge control checklist to build immunity against relapsing. There is nothing knee-jerk or interesting about the urge control checklist. There's no hidden information in this checklist. This is, again, using a marketing tactic for the sake of using a marketing tactic. This wouldn't apply in this niche. For example, if I was doing an SEO opt-in right here, and I said a checklist or cheat sheet of the highest earning niches in 2020 that nobody knows about, that is a checklist or a cheat sheet that the person wants. If I say a checklist we used to build a $10,000 per month store, including the targeting and niches, like we did at HCOM, that is a checklist that a person will want. An urge control checklist that doesn't really have anything specific about it is a checklist that doesn't have anything specific about it. And a checklist that doesn't have anything specific about it isn't interesting enough to make me put my email in. Build immunity against relapsing. Again, these are words that you use inside your program, not outside of it. What these motherfuckers want is a simple app that will let them stop masturbating like that. Okay? You could use something like a simple app, because there's no fear of missing out. Okay? A simple app that allowed me to stop masturbating and increased my sex drive in my relationship by this amount. That's what they're trying to do. You have to find out, why do they want to quit? Why is it damaging their life? What's the result they want? They don't want to quit just for a reason. They want to quit quickly in a time frame and get a certain result. So what's the thing in their life that's hurting them? All right. So I've made no fat videos on my channel. There's three things. They either want to perform better in their life, or they want to perform better in their relationship with people. And then other ones just, they want to do it because they're obsessed with it and they're weird. The one that most of them want is probably to improve better in life. Okay. So how I used, so something that, this isn't going to be the exact headline, but this is how you should think about it. The app that allowed me to stop porn on my first try and you want to put in the red headline, dramatically increase my energy and focus at work. Okay, that's what they want. A simple thing, the tiny brainwashing app that hypnotized me to never masturbate again on my first try. Can you make that? Probably not, but that's how you need to think about it. That's what they want. And increase my focus and energy at work 200%. That's what these people want. That's an opt-in. That's simply communicating them. And I designed all that. And again, that's not going to be the perfect headline. You want to test something like that. But I designed all that by thinking about the person. You design this headline by thinking about what you think is neat, immunity against relapsing, urge control, which is obviously important to you. Okay. And you made up this thing right here that has no value to anybody. And you put a checklist that has no value to your customer while using tons of wording. The more words you use on an opt-in, the worse it works. So you don't want to limit your words intentionally, but you want to limit it so that you're able to communicate as quickly as possible. Again, if you go and look at this opt-in, it converts at nearly 40%. How we get sales 52% cheaper with AI ad tracking. Almost the same thing I just broke down. How we get sales 52% cheaper using a crazy app that you don't know about. That's basically what it's saying. And in a quick time frame, using a copy and paste tracking script. You guys also have to understand that in your opt-ins, you can communicate a certain principle to people, a certain value, without coming out and saying it. You don't have to say in 14 days. You can say using a copy and paste tracking script. A person reads this and then mentally they make the connection that it's fast and easy. Okay? I don't have to say how we get sales and scale our ads further and increase our LTV. If I say, if we get sales from ads 52% cheaper, because the person will make their own connection in their head that this will probably allow them to scale their business further. And then right here, I do this right here. I go through those things right there. Also, there's no clickable thing on the stream. There's no clickable image right here. What's the purpose of this image? What does this make the person do? This image right here on my opt-in is because I know ad managers are obsessed with data. And so I have a big fucking data smorgasbord right here with my face right here looking like I'm about to explain the data. That's how I get them to click. This picture right here is just to show them your face. This guy right here probably doesn't need to see your face. You could have like a quick video image right here. You need to have something that has a play button right here where you're putting in, it has like the 3 reasons people relapse, or the app URL, or like click here to download the app. That would work much better. Like a big image where it says like click here to download the app and it shows you like using the app or something like that. Again, I'm not saying use an app. I'm not saying create an app. I'm saying that that is what would trigger the person. And that's how you make a good opt-in. A simple 3-step HTTP method. How is it simple if you have to go through all this stuff right here? Okay, look, using porn blocking software. You're going to see a simple porn blocking software that has a 92% success rate. How to stop relapsing by good. The pattern we use, it works 82% of the time on its first try. How doing this increases your work and energy flow 220%. Studies that show that that's still not the same thing. The simple exercise you can use in combination with this, it increases your energy and then focus at work 300%. Scientifically proven. That's how you use context to get people to do what you want. Okay, we got a B2B one right here. I'm going to do one more, and then we're just going to take questions. Okay, so let's look at this. Okay, so Mike, we got short in the gap right here. All right, I'll put this chat to the side so I can still look at it while I do this. Watch now for free. This thing pops up before they can even see it. First off, that's just weird. All right, discover the personal branding blueprint that can get your business in front of 492 people. What? This headline right here, Mike, is purely marketing tactics for the sake of marketing tactics. What value does 1,287,000 people have? What does personal branding blueprint communicate to the person? And grow your income, impact, influence over the next 42 days, even if you have no experience online. If this is B2B, they have experience online. This is not for beginners. Who are you even, like, Mike, let's talk about this. I'm going to try not to sound salty. Okay. Who are we even fucking talking to right here? Is this for a beginner with no experience online? Is this for a person with a business that's making $20,000 per month? If it is a person that already has an online business, which is B2B, they know the marketing spiels and stuff right here. Okay. Also terrible right here. This thing right here is flashing, distracting them from the headline. Watch now for free. It's complicated. It's a big, complicated thing. So what does the person want to achieve when they come to this page? People don't want to have a personal brand to have a personal brand. People want to have a personal brand to be famous and get more sales. How we routinely get clients on Oprah in 3 weeks. The simple email template we used to get nobody clients on our clients who are nobodies on Dr. Oz, Oprah, and Ellen. How to get the simple email template we use to get multiple nobody clients on the same stage as Grant Cardone, Tony Robbins, and so and so. That also increased their sales by 52% after the event happened. Click here to get the email template. Person goes in, opts in. They go to a video. Great, we're going to give you the email template at the end of this video or at the bottom of this page. But hold up, I want to explain how you use this, because if this doesn't work, because if you don't use this email template the right way, you're not going to be able to get on these shows. And it worked for this nobody client, this nobody client, this nobody client. In fact, here are all of our other clients who you might already actually know. This has worked for them as well. And they didn't even have any following online. And now they have 1 million followers. They have this, that. If you are running a business right now and you don't have a personal brand like this, you're at a massive disadvantage, because these people consistently, when we use this for our clients, they get sales 52% cheaper. They're able to get much higher conversions from their ads, and their ads become incredibly cheap. In fact, some of our clients can stop running ads and they just start getting organic sales from this process. And that allows them to outbid you on ads or get customers much cheaper and run your business in the ground. There's no reason to be at this disadvantage. So if you're interested in that, just book a call right now. But I'm going to explain how to use this email template and exactly the process we use over and over again. And if you're interested in us just doing this for you, well, click the ad, just book a call. But let's break into how this works. Okay. But I mean, Mike, again, split testing without context doesn't help. You could try like 16 different variations of this, but you're not understanding the business, at least from my perspective. Okay, if this opt-in goes and whoops ass, I mean, by all means, use it. I don't think this will whoop ass, and I don't think this will get your target market in, and this wouldn't really attract me. If I came on this ad right here, or if I was a small business owner and I saw like how we get small businesses, like if this is for small fucking businesses, how we get local businesses. The email template that has a 92% success rate of getting local businesses featured on every local news station. We've done, and how to turn it into marketing that dramatically gets you more customers in the same week. That will hook someone. They want to see the email template. They think, oh crap, I can just send this email and I'll magically get on frickin' the local CBS. That will get somebody into the opt-in. This right here with all, like, what is the, like, again, we're using marketing fucking tactics for the sake of marketing tactics. What is this communicating to them right here? That there's a PowerPoint presentation that they're going to watch and there's lots of money? It even looks like a sales pitch. Like, why would they want to watch this presentation? You have to think about a person looking at this. Let's take away the rest of this page. If they saw this video right there, why would they want to watch this presentation? There has to be a reason for them to want to watch the presentation. They see a lot of money coming in right here. So this would be great on the next page. This would be great on the next page. Lots of testimonials. We need to get them to the next page. That's all we need to do right here. We don't need to convince them there's a wicked presentation coming. And also, if they're small business owners out of the make money out of the digital marketing niche, this is fine. But no, all right, so again, dude, what the fuck is going on here? Why is there a countdown on here if this isn't even a webinar? Okay, this is a webinar. There's no communication that this is a webinar and it's starting this time. You just have a timer right here with no context. Watch now for free. Okay, they should know if you want to get them on a webinar. They don't even know they're signing up for a webinar right now. Actually, I don't even know if this is a webinar. Okay, this doesn't look like a webinar. So you just literally have a timer on an opt-in without any context. Okay, this is good. This is good. I mean, there's all sorts of things we can do right here. So discover the person. This headline right here is terrible. Okay, but if you look at this page right here, like, here's why this headline right here works really well, Mike. How Iris uses AI tracking, very simple. How we use something that you don't understand and you're not using, that everybody else is using, to make a lot more money instantly without effort. I guarantee this works, or you won't pay for it. Okay, that's why that is just such a hook of a headline. This crazy new technology, they'll instantly get you this result, and I guarantee it works. And they come to this page knowing this is a pitch for Hyros. So they're like, oh man, so this guy's shit either works, so I don't even have to pay for it, and it's new technology. It's just stage 10 crack. Okay, so this headline right here could be a lot better. It could be a lot better. And again, split test everything I'm saying against this. Okay, I mean the effort behind the funnel looks great, but in my opinion, this is debauchery. But again, test against my opinion. Try to break what I'm saying. Like, go break what I'm saying by all means. All right, everyone, can you give me a 3 if this has been like super useful for you understanding how to write this? Yeah, like Mike, everybody wants a quick, easy thing. And this is, you can use the fundamentals on our, like, because what I noticed in Iron is people are writing the opt-ins, they're copying my templates, but they don't know why they're doing it, okay? And that's like me going and getting in a fight and knowing how to execute punches and kicks in Kung Fu. But like, let's say the guy's going like this and his stomach's wide open and I keep punching him in the arms. I'm using the punch to his face while his stomach's wide open. Instead, I should kick his stomach. You have to look at what your opponent is doing and you have to think about what they're going to do. All right, if the guy does this when he comes to the page, I kick him in the stomach. Then when he goes down and puts his head forward to breathe, I'm going to punch him in the face. And then when he reels back, I'm going to kick him in the shin or his foot to trip him, and then I'm going to pin him based on his reactions. You're planning the fight out. You're not just, okay, guy comes to page, punch arms, kick leg, do this. That's what's happening right there. And that's not, you wouldn't win a fight like that. You're not going to convince someone of how to do something like that. How I grew my business 700,000 a month in 87 days with the KLT framework. I mean, Mike, this fucking sucks. I love you. Test it, of course. But like, what's the KLT framework? What does this mean to the person? How I grew my business 700,000 a month. What does this mean to the person? It's just you saying, I grew my business 700,000 a month. How? What? Where's the context? Without changing anything about my business. What if the person doesn't mind changing anything about their business? It's just, that's the reason why this split testing doesn't matter. What I split test, there's 2 things I split test. I split test the context of the customer and what they want. So I try different messages to experiment with what the customer wants. Oh, will an ad manager care about the AI tracking? Will they care about saving? Will they care about scaling? Do they want the script now? Do they want a tracking script? What are they going to respond to? What's the thing that's going to trigger them? Okay, what's the thing that's going to trigger them about their ads? That's what I'm thinking about. Then I split test the wording. Okay, so I say, is a longer message going to work or is a shorter message going to work? Okay, if I mention AI, does it increase it or decrease it? There's a thought process. You're putting out a bunch of headlines right here. Again, I love you and I want you to succeed. This is why I'm so passionate about being straightforward with this. You're putting out something right here that just sounds like, okay, this looks like a bunch of things that have worked on other headlines. How I grew my business 700,000 a month in 87 days using the KLT framework. Made up a term that means nothing to them. Doesn't, like, okay, KLT. 700,000 a month. How? What? How's this going to work? How's this going to make me more money? Okay? Without changing anything about my business. What even is your business, dude? Where should we send this video? People don't want to watch a video. They don't want to watch a video. They want to learn something new. There's nothing here that entices them to learn something new. How we use, people want to know how they get, how I get customers 52% cheaper using a brand new technology they've never heard of before. They don't want to watch a video on how you grew, how you mysterious, they don't want to commit. You're asking for a commitment to watch a big, broad, generic video that they don't know what's, that there's no hook for. Okay? How men are using a copy and paste messaging script on their online dating profile to turn their online dating profiles into a vending machine of beautiful women. You're on the right track, but you're using and saying marketing words and marketing spiels for the sake of using marketing words. How men are using. Why are we using this right there? Why not just how I use, how you can use? Or better yet, just a copy and paste message that is proven to convert 52% higher on dating apps. We've templated the dating profile that's scientifically proven to convert higher than any others, even if you're not that good looking. What do these guys want? They are usually not that attractive. Most men aren't that attractive. Have you ever been on a dating app? Most people aren't that attractive. Most of the human race is not attractive. Okay? What do they want? A simple way to get dates, even though they're not attractive. That's what they want. That's all they fucking want. A simple way that is proven to get dates without effort, even if they're not attractive. You got this right here. This is good. Free messaging script PDF. What, like, look, you don't need a PDF. You don't need it. You don't need to put free training right here. Your message is done. Templated. The exact dating profile, scientifically proven to convert on dating apps 82% higher, even if you're not good looking. Click here to get the script. Okay? Oh no, and then what you have, and then you could have something like here, free training on what to say next as well. I've changed this register button to get profile templates and follow-up scripts. Then right here, this really doesn't, this is like, I don't know about this, and this is just how I feel personally as a guy. I feel it's like creepy when guys take a picture of a girl like, yeah, I fucked her and I met her on a dating app. That seems weird and creepy. You want to have something like here instead, where you could have like, you could have a picture of the profile and like use a dog. And like, by the way, I know this stuff. Put a dog in your photo, smile, and then you could have like, here's number, and then click here to learn number 1, 2, and 3, or the next 3 steps. Boom, they click here, opt in. That's how you do it. That's how you use context to hook people. Okay, you're using marketing for the sake of marketing. You don't, no context is, you're on the right track. They want something simple with it while not being attractive to get women, but you're communicating it very poorly. Okay, so that's the training for today, guys. This is how opt-in should work. I'm going to put this next to the opt-in training. Okay, this is how you should look at my funnels as well. You shouldn't say, Alex, well, you know, did you test the opt-in versus no opt-in? I didn't test that because I just thought, okay, let's just see if an opt-in works versus no opt-in. I tested it because I'm thought to myself, I'm willing to risk not getting the opt-in to communicate better with this market because I feel that the market will respond better to this than an opt-in because they know exactly how an opt-in works. They know if they enter their email, they're going to get spam with messages. Plus, you guys don't check your emails that much. I mean, you guys maybe do, but that's not how they communicate with you guys. Any other general business questions before we wrap up the stream, guys? Harry said CPC is $560 across the last 5 calls. How would you troubleshoot and identify what to test to get it lower? Exactly the same way I described in this call, Harry. Exactly. That's exactly what I did. I talked about my exact process and how I lowered it. If you're getting $560 phone calls and it's not yeah, watch this video again. Okay, I literally just spent the last 45 minutes explaining what to do. Brandon says I have a question in the ads if you're talking in them. Brandon, you can talk now. What's your question?
Hey, man. For starters, I just want to say I really appreciate this training. Really insightful.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, my question, so I've got two campaigns, okay? So they're very similar. The audience is pretty much the exact same, but with one of the campaigns, there are 5 different ads in the ad group. And then with the other campaign, it's just the winning ad, all right? So for the first campaign that has 5 in a group, the CPL is awesome. But then for the second ad, like the second campaign where I only use the winning ad, the CPL is terrible. So I was just wondering like what's going on there.
The first campaign's performing better than the second campaign. How many days has it been running?
Since the 7th.
Okay, I mean, conclusively, the first campaign performs better when you have more ads to show in a variety to the customer.
Interesting. So do you think that like I should scale that campaign and just have 5 different ads in a group?
Yeah, that's what I do. I have about 4 to 5 ads in a group. If you're using Facebook ads, you definitely want to make sure some of those are images optimized for the sidebar. If you're using YouTube, yeah, you definitely, I can't describe to you exactly what's going on there or why that's working. The only context I could give is that perhaps like YouTube shows the ads that are more likely to convert to certain types of people, and it kind of splits them out and spreads them out so the people aren't being hit over the head with that ad over and over again. And that's it. You know, you definitely want 5 in the group. I would lower it down to the top 3 and then watch the CPL and test it, you know? You'll see weird things like that all the times in your ads.
Yeah, no, it was definitely a surprise. I wasn't expecting that.
Yep.
Great, man. And one last question, actually. Sometimes with these live streams, the link doesn't show up. Like you have to search for it in the group a little bit to find it. I was just wondering if maybe you could just copy and paste it in the description, so it's just like right there and easy to find.
I can do that.
Cool. Great, man. That's all that's all I have for questions.
Awesome. Tag me in the group if you need anything. Should be up in the group later today, Mike. Last couple of months, my webinar CPL has gone to crap, and testing new webinars, ads didn't help much in your experience. Is the self-help spiritual market not selling well at this time? It's definitely not selling well at this time, Peter. Self-help I mean, you're well aware of this, is a luxury purchase. Okay. The guy making $50,000 a year, $35,000 a year after taxes. What is that? $3,000 a month. Okay. He's got $3,000 a month left over right now. $1,000 goes to rent, $1,500 maybe. Okay. So he's got $2,000 to $1,500 left over for the month. Is he going to buy your $2,000 course to feel a little bit better for himself, or is he going to get presents for his kids, and is he going to go see his parents with a plane ticket with that? Let's say it's October right now, and only 15% of Americans have over $10,000 in their bank account. Probably not one of them. Might be, probably not. You know, is that person going to spend the $1,500 luxury income on your course right now? Probably not. But Peter, you have to also understand, this is how every self-help guru works. They have an opt-in, they get a person to buy something, but the webinar, they usually lose like 50% of their ad spend at least. And so there's a lot you could do here to shorten this. And I would go and look at what also is working in the self-help niche. But they have this right here, and they lose their money. And then they make their money back by selling the $2,000 product in the back end, then the $6,000 event, and then the $36,000 event. Okay? The highest earning self-help coach I know right now, besides like the obvious ones, all she does is sell like $30,000 things. She doesn't sell anything small. She has like literally like a call funnel, and she just puts out content and gets leads in, loses money, and then sells like a $30,000 thing. Oh, and then she also has like a $297 a month something, or I think it's like 1,297 a month. But you should use your webinar to get leads and then get something like this, so like a transformation program. And then, dude, you have to start unleashing the $30,000 fucking things. I don't know if you've done that yet or not. But if you're not going to go and actually get in the mud like this, you need to get out of self-help. Because I think you've been in iron for like a year and you're not throwing any events. You're not throwing any you're not throwing like any like, I don't know, I could be wrong, but you're not throwing like any even online events. You're not doing any like stage speaking things. You're not doing any of the stuff you see like Russell Brunson or the self-help guru is doing. You're not unleashing like a transformation mega thing for $30,000, $50,000. If your goal, and correct me if I'm wrong, this is just what I've seen, Peter, but I could be not in the know-how. What would I sell for 30K in self-help? You got to figure that out, man. My job here is to help you market your product. You should really know what should be. I mean, dude, your niche is self-help. You should know what's selling for 30,000. All right. You should know the woman that I'm talking about. Like, you should know I know every single tracking company. When I was in HCOM, I knew every single person selling e-commerce stuff. I knew exactly what they're selling. I know what their backends look like, and I know what all they looked at. So I wouldn't do a B2B. You could do a B2B offer, but you got to figure that out, man. I don't know these markets. I don't do in self-help. I'm just telling you what works. But you've been trying and running this funnel with like a $1,000, $2,000 offer for a long time now, and you haven't added anything onto it. That's the reason you're struggling right now, is because this is how offers go. And what happens is the offer actually, how they're usually going to go is like this, and then they kind of plateau. Okay? Then they kind of plateau. The way you make money right here is you stop acting like this is the reality. This is not. This is where the business is, if you're doing that. And then you go and you put in the $297, the $497 a month transformation. Like, dude, if you were in self-help, you got to fucking sell the fucking Kool-Aid, dude. You have to sell the Kool-Aid, and you have to sell it hard, okay? Like, Dan Lok is a perfect example of how to sell self-help. I don't like the things that Dan does. He gets people in the $2,000 course, then he gets them to an event where he's selling them a $10,000 product, and he gets them in another thing where it's like a $40,000 product, and he's like indoctrinating them and convincing them this is how they change their life, and people are going and like taking out loans to go and join his programs and stuff like that. That's how self-help is sold. That is self-help. That is what Tony Robbins does. That's what Brendan Butcher does. That's what all the people who have these self-help books and stuff out there do. They go out there, they reel people in, and they sell super high-ticket shit for life transformation and whatnot, and they indoctrinate people into the church. And it's been like a year since you've started doing this. And so here's my 2 cents, dude. You know exactly what you need to do. Or I just told you what everybody's doing that's working. And so you need to do what everybody else is doing, or you need to say, hey, I'm pretty damn good at webinars and I can sell pretty much anything I want. I need to stop selling self-help. Okay? Because if you haven't done these things by now, Peter, and you haven't turned yourself into some Jay Shetty of a self-help guru, or some David Goggins of some self-help guru, or someone who's charging $40,000 and having these events and like having meditation sessions and they're on the beach and all the shit that comes with self-help, you need to get out of it, because you would have done those things if you were super passionate about this. Okay? Maybe you are super passionate, and I could be wrong, but like, if I was like wanting to be the next Tony Robbins, I would be trying to do everything Tony Robbins is doing, including selling of fucking absurdly priced self-help stuff. So that's my 2 cents for you. You need to sell the mother load. You need to unload the freaking garbage truck of upsells, downsells, and ways to get people to go to the bank to take money out and you're going to change their life kind of stuff. Or you need to get into like a B2B and like sell something else, dude. Dude, I sold e-commerce. I've sold SEO services. I sell software now. I sell consulting, high-level consulting. I've changed my offers plenty. Yeah, either sell the mother load and get down. That's why I got out of HCOM, dude. The webinar worked great, but I didn't want to sell the mother load. I didn't want to do e-commerce events. I didn't want to go and do big events with Matt and Devin on stage. I didn't want to go and make a $36,000 mastermind for it. I didn't want to sell the mother load, so I got out of that. And if you look at Hyros right now, I do sell the fucking mother load. All right, we first are hitting it super hard with the product. Then we have this ad coaching. We have Iron right there. I might do like a $36,000 mastermind, but more importantly, Hyros. We can get people upsell, downsell, and we can get them to spend way more with us. Person comes on, in the future, they sign up for $100 a month. Pretty soon, they'll be spending $1,500 a month with us. We sell the fucking mother load. We don't hold back. And if you're holding back, that's where the model doesn't work. You're holding back. Okay, guys, we've been here for the hour, and I have a few other things I got to get to today. I think we got a really good productive session in. And yeah, Peter, you do that, dude. You can break even on the webinar and you'll clear like a couple $1,000,000 a year. You need to sell the mother loader. You need to get out. But that's today's session, guys. We're going to try and do big sessions like this every Wednesday, and then Q&A sessions every Friday. Just pure Q&A. Again, guys, thank you so much for being a part of Iron. I really appreciate you guys and giving me the privilege to coach you. You're all super talented, very smart people, already successful in your own right. To be your teacher, it's an honor and a privilege. And I will be in the group if you need me. I will try to have this recording up end of day. I will see you guys next time.